Russia has launched a series of extensive military exercises focusing on the preparation and potential use of non-strategic nuclear forces. These maneuvers, involving both land-based and sea-based missile systems, underscore the heightened state of alert and readiness of the Russian military in response to perceived threats from NATO and the United States. The second stage of the exercise of Russia's non-strategic nuclear forces has commenced, as per the directive of President Vladimir Putin. This phase involves personnel from the Leningrad Military District missile units, who are honing their skills in handling special training munitions for the Iskander-M operational tactical missile system. These exercises include equipping missiles with these munitions and moving covertly to designated positions in preparation for potential launches. Simultaneously, naval vessels are engaged in equipping sea-based cruise missiles with training special warheads and maneuvering to designated patrol areas. These exercises reflect Russia's emphasis on maintaining the operational readiness of its non-strategic nuclear arsenal. In addition to these activities, Russian and Belarusian military units are conducting joint drills aimed at enhancing their preparedness for the combat use of non-strategic nuclear weapons. The exercises are designed to ensure the sovereignty and territorial integrity of the Union State, a political and military alliance between Russia and Belarus. Earlier phases saw personnel from the Southern Military District practicing similar tasks with Iskander missile systems and the Kinzhal hypersonic aeroballistic missiles. These drills signify a comprehensive effort to integrate and enhance the combat capabilities of both countries' armed forces. Concurrent with these land-based activities, the Northern Fleet's ships, including the multi-purpose nuclear-powered submarine cruiser Kazan and the frigate Admiral Gorshkov, are conducting high-precision missile exercises in the Atlantic Ocean. These exercises involve computer-simulated attacks on sea targets over 600 kilometers away, representing ship groups of a notional enemy. In addition, the frigate Admiral Gorshkov recently conducted a training exercise to repel an air attack, utilizing shipboard artillery and anti-aircraft missile systems. These maneuvers highlight Russia's strategic capabilities in maritime warfare and its readiness to counter threats in international waters. Against this backdrop of military preparedness, Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov has accused NATO and the United States of undermining international strategic stability. Lavrov claimed that the US has violated the principles of the Strategic Arms Reduction Treaty, START, exacerbating tensions through its involvement in the Ukraine conflict. Lavrov asserted that NATO's collective stance against Russia necessitates a re-evaluation of existing arms control frameworks. He called for the inclusion of all NATO members' nuclear arsenals, particularly those of France and the United Kingdom, in future strategic stability talks. This demand represents a significant shift in Russia's approach to arms control negotiations.
The United States undermined all the basic ideas that allowed us to sign the Strategic Arms Reduction Treaty, the START. They wanted to convince us that the war that they started with the hands of the Ukrainians would not be an obstacle to the resumption of the dialogue on strategic stability. Among other arguments, that we gave to the US colleagues when we explained that this was not possible when Russia was the target for the entirety of NATO.
Lavrov implies that the US is actively provoking a nuclear conflict, which he sees as detrimental to Europe. He suggests a historical pattern where the US emerges relatively unscathed from conflicts, while Europe bears the brunt of the consequences.
Here is the answer to the question of how the United States treats Europe. They are confident that if they provoke a nuclear war, which they are actively doing, then only Europe will suffer. They, as always, as in the First World War, the Second World War, will come out on top.
Lavrov's remarks and Russia's extensive military exercises point to a deteriorating security environment. The insistence on including all NATO nuclear arsenals in arms control discussions marks a departure from traditional US-Russia bilateral agreements and could complicate future negotiations. Meanwhile, another Russia top official and Kremlin spokesman Dmitry Peskov said Tuesday that Moscow's attitude to the US decision to lift the ban on weapon transfers to Ukraine is extremely negative. The US has removed restrictions on the transfer of American weapons and training to Azov, a high-profile Ukrainian military unit with a checkered past, the State Department said on Tuesday.
Extremely negative. We are talking about ultranationalist armed formation. Such a sudden change in Washington's position suggests that they are not shunning anything in their attempts to suppress Russia, using naturally Ukraine and the Ukrainian people as a tool in their hands. They are even ready to flirt with neo-Nazis.
Speaking about the second stage of non-strategic nuclear forces drills, which started Tuesday, Peskov said it was important to maintain the combat readiness amid provocations from European countries.
Actually, there is a rather tense situation on the European continent, which is provoked every day by new decisions and actions hostile towards Russia by European capitals and, above all, Washington. This provocation occurs on a daily basis. Therefore, of course, such exercises and maintaining combat readiness are very important for us.